Hello there guys, Arajana here for Forever Football DRFC, your Doncaster Rovers fan channel. This is your DRFC Daily Reports on the day of the preview for today's game against Oxford United at the Kassam Stadium. Not today's game, of course, tomorrow's game. So stay tuned for the preview as well. But this is your daily reports just to kick off today's uploads. So we were talking about a few different things. We have seen a brand new graphic that I'm going to use to go through the run-in of the top 7 clubs. So the run-in for the last 14 games or so is interesting compared to other teams. So I'll go through all of that. We're also going to be going through some injury updates on John-Jules, on Bostock and Bogle, and some other stuff announced on Twitter as well. Now, we're also going to be going through an article on Joe Wright because he's hopeful of securing a brand new Rovers contract. So contract talks have officially begun. So before we get started, guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you never miss another YouTube video. Shout out once again to Coventry City for getting that Rico Arena deal for the next 10 years for your home matches. Shout out to Portsmouth because I'm sure you're going to be looking for a brand new manager. I know they weren't happy with Kenny Jackett, and now after that penalty defeat in the cup final to Salford City, Kenny Jackett is now gone from Portsmouth. Who will be the man to take over at Fratton Park? Comment down below. And of course, Portsmouth are one of the 7 teams part of this running graphic that I saw on Twitter today, so stay tuned for all of that. But we're going to start today speaking about Joe Wright. And basically, this is talking about him being hopeful of a brand new Rovers contract. So, according to the article by the Doncaster Free Press, the club is preparing to open formal talks with some of their players who will reach the end of their current deals in the summer. Wright is one of those that's set to be out of contract, and while he insists he's only focused on the upcoming matches, he said he's keen to sort his future. Now, the official statement says, when he was asked about hoping to stay at the Keepmo, he said, hopefully, yeah. And that's, first of all, that's great to hear because it's great that he wants to be here and be a part of this club. And he says, hopefully we can get promoted and I can test myself in the Championship. That's what the group wants to do. We want to get promoted. We want to stay together and we want to test ourselves at the next level. I'm just focusing on the games, really. With the amount of games that we've got, it's hard to focus on anything else because of how thick and fast they're coming. I'm sure the club will get it sorted. It's not just myself. There's a few of us that are out of contract. We've got a group, like I said before, and we can just focus on the games. Hopefully the performances will take care of themselves and that side of it will get done. Of course, Coppinger's set to retire in the summer, which means that Wright is poised to become the club's longest-serving player. He's made more than 140 appearances for the club after signing back in the summer of 2016. So, obviously this year it'll be 5 years, nearly 5 years since he's signed with us. So, he really is, he really is proving himself, isn't he? He's absolutely, he's one of our best defenders in modern era. Over the last few years, he's been one of our best centre-backs, along with the likes of Tom Anderson. And, I'm glad that he could be he's set to be our longest-serving player when Coppinger retires at the end of the season. Obviously, for those of you who have no idea about, where we got this guy from, he spent 4 years from 2013 to 2016 at Huddersfield Town. He was loaned during the 15-16 season to Accrington Stanley, and he came to us on a permanent deal from Huddersfield Town. I bet Huddersfield Town kind of feel a little bit deflated after losing him now because he's been one of our best defenders. I'm sure they'll move on, Huddersfield. They've moved on definitely with their Premier League success in the last couple of years. But, Joe Wright's definitely been one of our key men this year. And to hear that he wants to test himself in the Championship and the core group of players wants to get promoted, it's so encouraging to hear that they want to test themselves at the Championship level. And that's the highest level we've been at as a football club. So, promotion is still very much on the cards. And as I'm going to show you with the run-in for the last 14 games, we've got an easier running compared to other teams, which means promotion is very much in our hands. But Joe Wright, I'm glad that he's one of the ones that's keen to secure his future at the Rovers club. And of course, when we get more news on confirmed contracts, I will share it with you here on the channel. So let's go into our next story. This is all about injury updates. Bogle and Bostock will almost certainly miss tomorrow night against Oxford, but could be back for the weekend. Now, we did show you in a previous report that maybe Bogle would be back for Gillingham on the Saturday. But we knew that Bostock maybe might not be, but there was a 50-50 chance. That is still the update. Sims is unknown. We'll have more updates in the future, according to Liam Hoden of the Free Press. But John-Jules, that's the big one. He is 4 or 5 weeks away, so he'll be back just in time for the crunch month in April. And he'll be hopefully a one more attacking option that's going to help us towards promotion. And, Bogle and Bostock out for tomorrow, could be back Saturday. John-Jules 4 or 5 weeks away, and Sims is unknown at this point. Obviously, Sims is a bit of a worry, but with Bogle and Bostock possibly back on Saturday and John-Jules 4 or 5 weeks away, that is definitely positive news. Obviously, we've got no John Taylor now. He's out for the rest of the season. He'll be back in the pre-season in a few months, recovering from the ligament damage in his ankle injury suffered at the hands of Portsmouth. And, overall, I'm very positive with that. We're going to have John-Jules back in a few weeks. We're going to have Bogle and Bostock back hopefully Saturday or the next Tuesday. I don't think we've got a Tuesday game next week, so it will be the next Saturday game, which will give them a nice couple of weeks before getting back into that. And obviously Sims we don't know at this point, so we'll provide you an update on Sims as well as other players and things like that. Maybe this is now the time that other players will start stepping up. Will Richards improve his performances? Will Gomez improve his performances? Coppinger gets more game time. AJ Greaves, get AJ Greaves. I want to see Greaves get more game time. I think he's brilliant. He's a good youth, homegrown talent. Lewis Jones is in there. I want to see Greaves in there now. So hopefully Greaves gets game time before the end of this season in the first team. So it's all to do with that. And also don't forget, we've also got 2 loanees back from their non-league loan spells that have been doing wonders at their clubs. Lira Kasani and also Charlie Seaman, one of our new signings, brought in on a free from Bournemouth. So, Seaman's yet to play in a Rovers shirt. I want to see him play. I think it'll probably be next season, but I do want to see him play in a Rovers shirt. Same with Hassani, maybe be on the bench, get some game time. I'd like to see Williams given a chance as well. I think if Richards and Gomez keep performing poorly, I'd like to see Williams given a chance because, Kidderminster fans have said since he's come into the club that he just needs better players to work with and he'll work wonders. So, it's going to take time with Ed Williams. It's going to take a season or so. He's still nearly in his prime year. He's a few years off his prime years. So, with Ed Williams, he's still a younger talent. He's still got to learn the ropes of league football rather than non-league football. And, we've got to take our time with Ed Williams. So, hopefully he'll get the opportunities before the end of the season, if not going into next season as well. So that is the injury update. So finally we have to look at this run-in. Now, I can't remember your name on Twitter, but he made this graphic, so I want to give a credit to him for the graphic that I'm going to put on screen below me somewhere. And, this is basically the run-in. So Hull, Peterborough, Lincoln, Sunderland, Donny, Ipswich and Portsmouth are all listed on this chart, this graph. And we're going to be sharing our next games, basically. So, basically, what we've got is Oxford, Gillingham. Then we've got a break the next Tuesday, and that's our last midweek break of the season. Then it's MK Dons, Charlton, Bristol Rovers, Wigan, Burton, Shrewsbury, Accrington, Fleetwood, Peterborough, Rochdale, Blackpool, Peterborough again. So we're only facing one of those promotion sides, one of those top 7. For the rest of this season, and it's on 2 occasions. It's on both fixtures because we haven't faced Peterborough yet. So we're going to have Peterborough twice in the space of a week or so, which is tough, but I think we've got the squad to get through it. But looking at the other clubs and their running, Hull, they've got a midweek break this week. Then they've got Shrewsbury on the weekend. Then they've got another midweek break. Then they've got Gillingham. Then they've got Crewe, Northampton, Plymouth, another break. Then it's Fleetwood, then it's Sunderland, then it's Lincoln, then it's another break, then it's Wigan, then it's another break, and then it's Charlton on their final day of the season. So in the promotion sides, they've got Sunderland and Lincoln, Hull. So Sunderland and Lincoln, they're going to be the toughest clashes. They're going to be the ones that they're probably going to drop points to. Maybe not Lincoln, but Sunderland definitely might drop points. But you never know with Hull. They could drop points at, let's have a look. Crewe could do something. Northampton could do something if they set up right. Fleetwood could do something. Wigan could definitely do something if they're still in the bottom four and fighting for relegation. They could do something against Hull City, which could be in favour for us. Looking then at Peterborough, they've got Portsmouth on the Tuesday, so on this midweek. So immediately they've got Portsmouth, which I think they'll win that. Then they've got Rochdale, Blackpool, Accrington, Fleetwood, Sunderland. Tough game there. Then it's Swindon, then a break, then Northampton, Gillingham, Charlton, then it's us, then it's Lincoln, then it's a break, and then they face us at the Keepmoat at the end of the season. So they've obviously got us twice, they've got Lincoln once, Sunderland once, and Portsmouth once. And if I'm not mistaken, that is the most of the top 7 in Peterborough's last remaining games. So they've got the toughest running in terms of how many top 7 teams they're going to face from now to the end of the season. So Peterborough's got the toughest running in my opinion. If they can get through that, then they're going to get promoted. Guaranteed. Looking then at Lincoln, they've got Gillingham, then they've got Sunderland, and then they've got a break, then it's Oxford, then it's MK Dons, then it's Charlton, then it's Blackpool, then a break, Bristol Rovers, Burton, Hull, Shrewsbury, Peterborough, break, and then Wimbledon at the end of the season. So again, 3 sides, Sunderland, Hull and Peterborough, as well as some tough clashes in there as well. Burton's going to be a tough clash, MK Dons could be tough, Blackpool could be tough, Charlton could be a tough one, Oxford definitely could be a tough one with their form at the minute. So again, Lincoln City, they've got some different games, they've got some difficult games. Sunderland, Accrington, then Lincoln, then a break, then Bristol Rovers, then Oxford, then Peterborough, then Charlton, Wigan, Blackpool, Hull, Accrington, Blackpool, Plymouth, break, and then Northampton on the last day of the season. That could be the game that relegates Northampton, because Sunderland will want to get promotion automatically. If they can't, then they're going to have to survive in the playoffs. So again, looking at that, they've got Hull, they've got Peterborough, they've got Lincoln. There's also tough games like Oxford. Wigan could be a tough game. Accrington could be a tough game to try and fight for the playoffs. And Northampton on the last day of the season, that could go either way. And the reason why I say it'll go either way, before Sunderland fans start crying in the comments, is because Sunderland, yes, they might be fighting for automatic promotion, but Northampton have had a good run of form in the past. They've won a couple of good games, including that battering against Portsmouth. So Northampton are going to want to fight, especially if their goal difference outside the bottom 4. They're going to want 3 points to confirm they will survive this league this season. So it's going to be a tough game, along with the top 7 they're going to face in the next remaining games for Sunderland. Northampton will be one of the other tough games, because Northampton are fighting, and they'll do whatever it takes to keep the point or go for 3 points against Sunderland, which could put Sunderland in promotion danger. Now, of course, we've already gone through our games, but in terms of who's tough, I'd say Oxford tomorrow is going to be a tough game. I'm not going to lie to you, it will be a tough game. We could scrap that win, to be honest, and I wouldn't mind that, to be honest, because I think Oxford are on a good run of form. Gillingham could be a tough one, maybe. We could get through that, definitely. MK Dons, they've been on a good run of form under Russell Martin, so I'd say that's a tough one in many ways than one. Charlton, I think that could be tough, but you never know with Lee Bowyer. They could set up absolutely defensively inept. Bristol Rovers, I think we'll get through that. Wigan, they beat us on the first fixture, but I think because we're at home, I think we'll get through that. Burton will be the toughest of the next games. I think Oxford will be tough, yes. MK Dons could be tough, yes. But I think Burton will be the toughest one coming up, because look at Burton's run of form. And, you know, even though we're at the Keepmoat, they're still on a great run of form. You know, Burton Albion are on a wonderful run of form on a Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. So that's going to be the toughest of the lot so far. Then after that, if we get through that, then we got Shrewsbury. We lost against that, so that's going to be a tough game. Accrington and Fleetwood, we lost against both of them. So again, that's going to be crucial games going into the promotion race. Peterborough away, the first of the 2 Peterborough games. That's going to be crucial. Then we've got Rochdale and Blackpool. I think we'll get through Rochdale. Blackpool, maybe. And then we've got Peterborough on the last day of the season. That could be if Hull drop points, if Sunderland drop points, if Lincoln drop points, and if Ipswich and Portsmouth keep dropping points, then this could be a battle of first versus second. And with the games in hand we've got, I truly believe we could still get into second or third. So if we beat Peterborough on both occasions, we could get automatic promotion. With the other games we could win. So looking at that then, looking at the games we've got left, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 30... Hang on. No. Need to recount. My maths is horrible. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39. 42 points available. So let's say we take 30. Let's say it was... I think at least 30 points out of 42. Maximum 42. Minimum 30, 33, maybe even 36 out of 42 points from these last remaining games. That will seal promotion for us, I think. I think at least 33 points out of 42 in the remaining games of the season will give us promotion, depending on other results sometimes as well. So moving in then to the two teams below us, Ipswich, they got a tough run of games. Fleetwood, Portsmouth, Brake, Wigan, Bristol, Rochdale, MK Dons, Wimbledon, Charlton, Northampton, Wimbledon again, Brake. Then it's Swindon, Brake, and then they've got Fleetwood on the last day of the season. I don't think Ipswich are getting the playoffs, and that's me being perfectly honest. I think they'll bottle a couple of results, and Portsmouth may slip back in there, especially with the new manager bounce they're going to get, what they could possibly get. All depends on Portsmouth's new manager bounce and what Ipswich turns up in those games. Because you've got to think, Ipswich, they've got Portsmouth to face. That's their last one of the top 7 to face right now. However, you look at their other games they could face. Fleetwood could be tough. MK Dons could be tough. Rochdale got the win over Lincoln. That could be the bounce they needed. Wimbledon twice. That could prove to be tough if Wimbledon still fight. Fleetwood again. That could be tough on the last day of the season for them. So, again, they got some tough games. And then finally, Portsmouth. They got Peterborough and Ipswich back-to-back. Then it's the Brake. Then it's Shrewsbury, then Rochdale, then Wigan, then Burton, then Crewe, then MK Dons, then Swindon, then Bristol Rovers, then Accrington, then Wimbledon, then a break, and then they got Accrington on the last day of the season. So again, Portsmouth and Ipswich, they're gonna fight for 6th place. I think it's Ipswich and Portsmouth for 6th place. I've said this for ages now. Top 5 in any order: Hull, Sunderland, Lincoln, Peterborough, Doncaster. They're the 5 teams in the top 5 in any order this season, guaranteed. It's 6th place where the last playoff place is going to be. Ipswich or Portsmouth. Accrington could slip back in there. Plymouth could slip back in there. Blackpool could fight. And there's other teams out there that can, slip in there if they need to. Because it's still quite tight around the 6th place. So I think the top 5's confirmed, in my opinion, in any order. But I think 6th place is where the playoff race is going to go. But it's going to be tough for every single team. Because look at the bottom 4. Let's say the bottom 5, bottom 6 instead. So you've got the likes of Wigan, Northampton, Swindon, Wimbledon, Rochdale, and let's say Burton anyway. Those are the 6 bottom clubs. And, obviously Hull's got to face Northampton. They've got Northampton, so they've got the easiest of the bottom 6 to face in a relegation battle. Peterborough, they've got Rochdale. They've got Swindon, they've got Northampton, so they've got 3 of the bottom 6. So they're going to want to take points off Peterborough, especially with Peterborough being on inconsistent run of form at the minute. Lincoln, looking at the bottom 6 for Lincoln, they've got Bristol Rovers, they've got Burton, they've got Wimbledon, so they've got, again, 3 of the bottom 6. Sunderland, they've got Bristol Rovers, they've got Wigan, they've got and they've got Northampton. So again, they've got 3 of the bottom 6. We have got Bristol Rovers, we've got Wigan, we've got Burton, we've got Rochdale. So we've got 4 of the bottom 6, and that could be the 4 that get relegated in the end. But we've got 4 of the bottom 6 to try and take 3 points out of to get ourselves in a comfortable position. Ipswich have got Wigan, they've got Bristol Rovers, they've got Rochdale, they've got Wimbledon twice, they've got Northampton and Swindon. So they've either once or twice, Wimbledon twice, but at least once they've got all of the bottom 6 to face. So Ipswich have got the toughest run in for a relegation battle. So all the bottom 6 are going to want to take points off Ipswich to survive. And looking at Portsmouth, They've got Rochdale, Wigan, Burton, Swindon, Bristol Rovers, and they got Wimbledon, and I think they got Wimbledon. Yeah. So they got Rochdale, Wigan, Burton, Swindon, Bristol Rovers, and yeah, there we go. So they got 5 of the bottom 6. So again, Portsmouth, very tough running for the bottom 6 to want to take points off Portsmouth, either home or away. So looking at that last run-in, on paper, with the bottom 6 facing teams, with promotion rivals facing teams, I think the ones in the most comfortable position right now is going to be Peterborough. I think if I could pick 3 teams that's going to finish in the top 3, it'll be Peterborough, Sunderland, and probably us. I think us, Sunderland and Peterborough have got the best kind of running, in my opinion, because, you know, Sunderland's been on a great run of form, Peterborough's been on an inconsistent run of form, but this is their time to prove they're not going to bottle it. And for us, we've got mainly mid-table teams to bottom 6 teams to face this for the rest of this season, apart from that double clash with Peterborough. That's our form. We've got the in my opinion, we've got the easiest running of form, and this is going to prove now what kind of team we're going to be. Are we going to let the exit of Darren Moore defeat us, deflate us, make us not win anymore, and we're going to go on a losing run and maybe slip outside the top 6 if we're not careful? Or are we going to prove that we're a strong unit like we've been doing under Andy Butler at the moment? We prove that we're a strong club. We prove that we're together. We're in this together. We're all together in on this. And we win most of those games and get top 2. That's the kind of club and the kind of mentality that we're going to start seeing over these last 14 games of the season. That's the mentality we've got to look out for. So it starts tomorrow against Oxford, and it goes on right till Peterborough on the last day of the season in May. So there we go, guys. Thank you very, very much for watching this DRFC Daily Reports. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for the preview against Oxford this evening. And for now, guys, my name is Aaron Chandler from Forever Football DRFC. Keep living the Rovers life, and that, my friends, is full time. Rovers till I die. Come on. Let's get 3 points at the Kassam Stadium. Let's do the double over Oxford. Come on.